class. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Welcome everybody. It's Monday, May 4th, and today is going to be Single Whip Day. It's a big day today. So anyway, last week I believe we got up to push. So let's go ahead and practice. We'll start with prepare. Make sure your feet are shoulders width apart. Feet should point straight forward. Hands touching the outer part of your thighs, looking straight forward. You want to kind of lift your head a little bit and kind of relax your lower back. We go to opening. We rotate our arms and lift to shoulder height. Once to shoulder height, elbows come down slightly. Lead with the upper arm, the forearm, and then the palms will be in front of our hips. This is almost at the bottom. Ward off left, shifting left, turn to the right, open 45 degrees. Shifting right, circle up the right arm, close with the left, and step. For your bow stance, left arm comes up, right arm goes down. Now we're looking at the 3 o'clock direction. Left arm should be relatively straight, left finger is pointing to the 3 o'clock direction. Our left arm is slightly tilted at an angle. Right palm in front of the right hip. Ward off right, shift back to center, turning to the right 45 degrees, both feet are parallel. Shift to the left, rotate the left arm, pivot on the right ball of the foot. Close your arms as you bring your right foot in and step. Then shift weight forward, right arm comes up, left arm passes middle forearm and stops about 1 fist distance. So your left finger should be pointing to the right middle forearm. Make sure your right elbow is in line with your right knee. Roll back, turning to the right, rotate both arms. Now right palm looks to the corner, shoulders are square to the 3 o'clock direction. Shift weight back, keep your arms the same shape, just turn and sit back. Press, turn back, bring your right arm in, touch the left palm to the middle forearm, and extend out like a balloon. Make sure your elbow and knee are in line. Separate your arms to shoulders width apart, shift back, roll over ball in front of the chest, and push back upwards to shoulder height. Now you should be in a good bow stance. Make sure your right knee does not go past your toes. You should be able to see all of your toes, okay? And your hips should be open to the corner direction, looking straight forward. Okay, let's do it one more time. We start at prepare, feet shoulders width, head up, then opening, rotate and lift to shoulder height. Then pressing down slightly, arms almost at the bottom. Ward off left, shifting left, turn right. Shift to the right, circle your arms, turning back towards the 12 o'clock direction. Arms closed, step. Shift weight forward, left arm up, right arm down. Make sure your torso is straight up and down. Don't lean. Tuck in this right hip. Ward off right, back and turn, 45 degrees. Shift to the left, rotate the left arm, grabbing and pulling. Close your arms and step. Shift weight forward, right arm up, left arm down slightly. Turn to the right, rotate both arms for roll back. Shift back, turn and sit. Press, turn back, press forward. Separate your arms to shoulders width, shift back, roll over ball in front of the chest, and push upwards. Okay, how are we doing?
I don't know if I'm doing it right or not.
Does anyone have any questions on any of these movements? Scrolling. Scrolling. Okay, that's a no. Okay, all right. In class, no is an acceptable answer. Okay. All right, so today's Single Whip Day. We have a big footwork movement, okay? We're at push. So we're in a right bow stance, using our right foot forward, left foot 45 degrees, and our feet should be shoulders width apart. Okay, we're gonna make a big turn to the left. When you turn to the left, well, before you turn to the left, I want you to shift all the way back to your left leg, okay? Then what I want you're gonna do is we're gonna pivot on the right heel. we're gonna make a 135-degree turn. So we're going from this straight direction to 3 o'clock, and we're gonna turn until our right foot points to the front left corner, okay? So let's try that again. So from here, shift back, pivot on your heel and turn, as much as you can, okay? If you cannot make the 135-degree turn, it's okay, we can modify the footwork. All right, your weight should still be mostly on your left leg. Now I want you to shift your weight to the right. When you do, I want you to pivot on the left ball of your foot, and I want you to turn your hips. Now this relaxes the hips so that they're in the right position, okay? So it should be towards the corner direction. I want you to pick up your left foot. It's touching with the ball of the foot. Pick up your left foot, and we're going to step wide enough for a bow stance. Going towards the 9 o'clock direction, and we're going to shift our weight forward, bend our knee. Make sure you're in a good bow stance, okay? So let's try that again. From a right bow stance to 3 o'clock. Okay, shift weight all the way back. All right, when you shift your weight all the way back, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to lean your upper torso, okay? Just use your legs and sit back, kind of like a swing, like a pendulum, okay? Then pick up the front part of your right foot, and we're gonna turn. When we turn, keep your weight on the left side. Then shift your weight to the right. Then we're gonna pivot and turn the hips. Bring the left foot in, and we're gonna step wide enough for a bow stance and move weight forward and bend our knees so we go into a left bow stance. So our left foot should be pointing straight to the 9 o'clock direction. Okay. All right, let's try this one more time. Shift back. Turning to the right, pivot. Keeping the weight on the left side. Until now, we're going to shift back to the right. We're going to pivot. We're going to reset the hips. Bring the left foot in and step wide enough for a bow stance, and then bend the knee. How are we doing?
Good.
How's this footwork working? Okay. All right. So is anybody having trouble getting to the 135-degree turn?
Question.
Yes.
I almost have it, but when I'm turned like that, I'm having trouble bringing it looks like my left foot, which is in front, is crossing a little bit too much. And so when I turn my hips and my leg does not, it looks like it's like bent, really in line to just pivot on the foot, on the ball.
Yes. I want you to pivot on the ball of your foot. Okay. So let's do this. Let's stand at shoulders width apart going to the 3 o'clock direction. Okay. Now open your left foot 45 degrees. Look where your right foot is and step right in front of it. Okay, so this makes sure that you start off in a good bow stance. Okay? Now move back. Turn and pivot. Shift back, pivot. Now both of your feet should kind of be in parallel. They should kind of go in the direction. Bring the left foot in and step. And move weight forward.
Well, I'm gonna have to work on that because my foot is like over. It's not at all in parallel. I can't be in. I don't know what I'm doing.
They're crossing.
Yeah, very much so. Like 8-inch crossing.
Yeah. So the reason why they're probably crossing is because you're not starting off in a good bow stance. However, let's look at adjusting this footwork. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So shift back and pivot to 12 o'clock. Okay. So now to the straight 12 o'clock direction. We're going to shift, and I want you to pivot. Now, this is going to be a bigger step. Step wide enough for a bow stance. Now, when you move your weight, pivot on your right heel and point your right foot to the corner.
To the corner?
Yes.
Right. Oh, my right. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so let me show you this direction. So say I go to 12 o'clock.
Right.
Okay, and say I shift my weight back and I pivot. Okay,
Yes.
now are not parallel. They're at a 45-degree angle from each other.
Right.
I'm going to step, which means I have to step a little, wide enough, right? But then
Right.
when I put my weight forward, then I'm gonna pivot on my heel and close it to the 45 degree.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can do that.
Yeah.
It was, it's this, it's your left front foot that I'm having more of an issue with. It's not so much the right, but
It is when you're stepping out foot.
yeah, it's that when you first make that turn and then you want to turn your hips and bring that leg in, my foot is far over to the right. I have to lift it up in order to turn my hips and bring them back.
You have
So
to lift your left foot.
yes, I'm not, my hip, I'm so far cross that, you know, they're entwined, crossed over.
Okay, all right. So do this again. I'm gonna try to see if I can watch your body motion. and see-
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
all
All right.
right. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can. Well, I can see your upper body. Okay. Shift back and turn. Shift back and turn. Okay. Now shift to the right. Okay. So you're leaning back quite a bit. Okay. Okay. So
Here, I'll turn mine. Okay. Okay, 45 degrees. I'm shifting back. I'm turning. Coming back. And if I pivot right on my toe, it's still crossing over. So I can't just like pivot right there. I have to move my foot.
okay. All right. Okay. So let's stop. All right. Okay. So this is what I want us to do. I want us to be with our feet shoulders width apart. And I want you to bend your knees slightly. And I want you to hold your ball. Get your shape. Okay.
Okay.
Can you do this for me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Make your arms extended. Okay. So we have our body shape, right?
Right.
Okay. Shift weight to the left. Turn to the right, pivot. Shift to the right, sit. Step out with the left and move weight forward. Move weight back. Turn to the right. Pivot on your heel. Shift your weight to the left. Bring your right foot in and step and move weight forward. Okay, stay like that. I'm going to go your same direction now. Okay? Move weight back. I can't see her, Michael. You have to put it.
Let me turn my. Okay.
So move weight back and turn. Turn.
Okay.
Okay, shift weight back, pivot, step out, move weight forward. Okay, so the reason why I'm having you do this exercise is because oftentimes when we turn, we start to change our upper body position. For instance, back, turn, back.
Oh, I see.
A lot here, okay? So
Right.
where your feet go, I need for your upper body to kind of stay, our
Right.
legs are the pendulum for the grandfather's clock, okay? So
Right.
I need for your torso to kind of stay the same, okay? And even when we turn, to kind of stay the same. When we shift back, it stays the same. So everything, you know, it's kind of like when you drive your car, the only time that the vehicle itself changes is when you push on your brake really fast, then
Right.
your car goes forward and back, right? But while you're driving, it stays in line with the wheels, right? It's you know, I mean, it may go over a speed bump and it might kind of go up a little bit, or if you push on the brake, then it'll go forward and back a little bit. But while it's going down the street, the car, the body of the car stays in line with the wheels, okay? So if you think of your legs and your feet as the wheels of the car and your torso as the body of the car, I don't want you to change your angle,
Okay.
okay? To help you get your footwork in the right position.
Right.
That's That's why we modify our footwork, okay? So your building needs, your building structure needs to kind of stay intact. That's why I had you do this exercise. Because if you're keeping your body, then you know your feet can go pretty much anywhere. But we're keeping the upper body shape, okay?
I think I have trouble turning my foot far enough, and that's why I've been so far forward. You know, I
Yes.
turned it enough. I think that's like start to fall apart.
Yeah, no, Marianne, you're more normal than you think.
Oh,
It-
I
this,
hope so.
so this is very normal what people tend to do when they're first, you know, trying to do this movement, because it's a big movement, okay? Then what we try to do is we try to accommodate. We try to accommodate to make this turn, and so now we're you know kind of doing this with our upper body. So
Right.
so turn as much as your body will allow you to turn, keeping your body structure. If that means it goes to 12 o'clock or less than 12 o'clock, it's okay, because we can fix that after we step out, you know, when, you know, here, after we step out, then we can close the foot and make sure that the lower body's in the correct position.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
I just want to make sure I'm going to do it as right as I can. I'm sorry to take up so much time over this.
well, you know, you're probably helping others more than you think. So the thing is that we want you to feel that you can accomplish this movement regardless of whether or not you modify the footwork or not. Okay. Keep making sure that everything still is the way it's supposed to be, correct body posture, because you can actually start to kind of really hurt yourself. Now I'm putting a lot of pressure by shifting my weight back and leaning back. Now I'm putting a lot of pressure in this left hip. And then I'm going to turn, and now I'm going to put a little bit more pressure, but now it's my right leg, okay? So we have to kind of be careful that we're making sure that we're working within our body structure to make sure that what beyond our skin, meaning our bones, our muscles, our tissues, our tendons, do not get injured.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Yes. So you know, when you do this footwork, you know, we shift back, we just kind of swing back, and then we turn, go as far as you can, all right, in a comfortable way. Then move weight back, and then we're going to turn the hips so that the foot can pivot. Now we have to make sure that we step wide enough. Now when you're in this modified footwork, this stepping wide enough is going to feel very wide. But then when you move your weight and close your foot, now you're going to feel pretty normal.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, practice, and I'll also try it the other way with my arms out and see what I can. Maybe it'll get better as time goes by. But
yeah, you know, I mean, we're all a work in progress, and you know, some of us can get this right away. I had a very challenging time with this footwork when I first started, so I understand. So don't worry, we just do what we can, right? Okay, so let's try this footwork one more time. Okay, move weight back, turn, and if you can go to 12 o'clock, fine. If you can make the 135-degree turn, that's fine. Now move weight back, pivot, adjusting the hips, bring the left foot in and step out, and move weight forward. If you need to, close your right foot, so that when you finally get into your bow stance, your footwork is in where it's supposed to be. Okay? Okay, that looks good. All right. Any questions on this footwork? Mike, I need you to scroll when I ask. Then I can see. Okay, so I'm getting thumbs up from Dee. Okay, so no questions. All right, so now let's talk about the arms. All right. So what you do with your arms is I want you to be flat, and what I want you to do is I want you to just swing your arms around. Here you go. Just swing them like this, okay? And I want you to imagine that this is a big table that we're kind of trying to dust off or polish. Okay. All right, now what I want you to do is we're going to do the same kind of polishing, but I want you to start with your left arm. So I want you to bend your left arm like you're already started to polish or to dust off. Then I want you to turn your right hand the same direction as your left, so they're kind of pointing towards the corner. Then I want you to finish this polish. Then you're going to notice now that your hands are going to be kind of in the same direction. Then I want you to circle around and bring your arms back in, and now your fingers are going to start to point towards each other. And your arms are going to go from shoulder height to about less than chest height. Then I want you to bring your arm across as we turn, and then I want you to extend your right arm and keep your left arm bent. So now our right arm should be pointing kind of curved, and our left arm is curved, pointing to the right middle forearm. Okay, so both palms are kind of facing downward. All right, so again, let's try this from here. Okay, so our arms are flat. I want you to start with your left arm. That means now the left arm's going to bend. Then the right hand, I want you to turn the right wrist, so now that the fingers are pointing the same direction. Then we're going to turn. We're going to polish it, we're going to sweep across. Then I want you to bring your arms towards your body, and you're going to notice that your fingers are starting to point towards each other. And we've gone from shoulder height, and now we're about less than chest height. Then we're going to bring them across, and I'm going to extend my right arm and keep my left arm bent. Now my right arm is pretty straight, but it's not locked. Okay? Now from here, I want you to make a bird's beak. I want you to bring all of your fingers together and your thumb to form a bird's beak, to make a point, okay? And I want you to drop your wrist and have your fingers like this, okay? So we're going to come around, and the fingers are going to point towards each other, and I'll let my right arm extend, and then I'm going to make this bird's beak. Okay, now when you make this bird's beak, if you can, try not to, okay, let me get closer to the camera. Try not to make your bird's beak like this. Don't make it kind of puffy. You want it to kind of point down. So have your hand more with your fingers, kind of like a flower that hasn't erupted yet. Okay, so form like a bird's beak. We call this a hook hand. Okay, so try not, when you make this hook hand, don't make it like a puffy hook hand. Don't make it like this. Make it like this. Okay, yeah. There you go. That looks pretty good. Okay, all right. So from here, flatten your hands. All right, lead with the left arm. It's going to bend, and now it's going to point towards the corner. Then the right hand is going to point to the corner, and we're going to swing them around. Then we're going to bring the arms down, and now they're going to point towards each other. And then I'm going to extend my right arm, and I'm going to make a hook hand. Then I'm going to rotate my left arm. This is called ward off. Okay? Okay. All right. Now the hook hand and ward off go at the same time. All right? So let's try again from here. From flattening our hands, left arm leads, right arm follows. Then they sweep across. Then I lower my arms, and the fingers start to look towards each other. Then I extend my right arm, make my hook hand, and go to ward off by rotating my left arm. Now, when you're in this ward off position, try not to have your arm too close to your body. Remember this shape? Well, we need to have this shape here, this ward off shape. So leave some space in your left armpit, okay? All right, let's try that again from flattening your hands. All right, leading with the left arm, bending the left arm, now right hand follows, sweep across, swinging across, then bring your arms down, and now the fingers point towards each other. Then extend the right arm, make your hook hand, and go to ward off. You have space in your left armpit. Okay, from here, This is ward off, okay? We're gonna do a standing ward off. So I want you to lift your left arm about 45 degrees. So from almost level to about standing up here, about 45 degrees. Then we're gonna rotate this left arm. So now it's in front of our shoulder and it's already rotated. Then from here, we're gonna just extend out just a little bit. Okay, so from here, we're at our hook hand and ward off, okay? All right, stand up your left arm 45 degrees. Rotate the left arm. Now it's in front of the shoulder. I mean, you know, if I drew my arm back, it's in front of my shoulder. So it's in front of my shoulder. Then extend your arm out just a little bit. Okay? All right. Oh, let's see if we can put these together. I'll go this direction. Okay, so here we are at push. We're going to shift our weight back and we're going to flatten our hands. We're going to turn to the left. When we turn to the left, bend your left arm and turn your right arm. Now the right foot is turning with the body. Now we can swing a little bit more. So now I'm beyond the corner a little bit. My arms can go to the straight direction. Then I'm going to bring my arms down, cross my body, pivot, hook hand, and ward off. Stand up your left arm for standing ward off at 45 degrees. Bring your left foot in and step. Turn, heel ball toe. Now I'm ready to strike. Bend my knee, turn my body slightly to the right, and extend my left arm slightly. So now your hook hand, your wrist should be about neck height. And your left arm should be in front of your left leg, striking. And when we strike, we're using the left palm heel. Okay, can you guys see where my hand is red? That's the area we're using, the palm heel. So don't have when we're striking, don't have a flat palm. Turn it a little bit so that now you're using your palm heel, okay? All right, let's try that again. All right, here we are at push. Shift back and flatten your hands. Turn, bending the left elbow, pointing the right hand now in the same direction. So they're both kind of pointed towards the corner. Swing it around as you turn your foot. Bring your arms in and down. Turning, pivot, hook hand, ward off. Okay, not too high, Miranda. Your right wrist should be about neck height. Then stand up your ward off as you step. Turn and rotate heel ball toe. Now my whole foot's on the floor, but most of my weight is in the back leg. Now pushing forward with the back leg, extend your left arm out and turn a little bit towards the right, still keeping your eye on the 9 o'clock direction. Your torso should be straight up and down, so don't lean forward. Tuck this hip in so that now you're in this single whip position. So it's like we're up. Okay? All right, let me see about going your same direction. All right, here we are at push. Shift weight back, flatten your hands. Turning to the left, lead with the left arm. Right hand now follows. Turning, 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 turning. Sweeping across. Now bring your arms back as you shift your weight to the right. Turn, pivot, hook hand, ward off. Stand up your ward off as you step. Turn, heel ball toe, rotate the arm, extend your arm and strike. And looking at the 9 o'clock direction. Okay, Michael, can you scroll? Need you to kind of. Okay, does anybody have any questions on this? This is a big movement.
Nancy?
Yes?
At the ending of that posture, the left hand, where is it in relationship to your chest? Is it out directly from the shoulder, a wee bit in front of the chest? Where is that left hand ending at? That left arm?
The left arm, if you bring your left back, arm back, it's in front of your left shoulder.
Okay. Good, thank you. Thank you.
That was an easy question. Okay, anybody else have any questions? How are we doing? Yes? Okay, I'm getting a two. Okay, I'm getting thumbs up. All right, let's try it again. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, so from push, single whip, shift back, flatten your hands. Turn, left arm leads, right hand follows. Now they're pointed the same direction. Turn, 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 turn. Shift back, bring your arms back. Turning to the right, pivot, hook hand, ward off. Stand up your ward off as you step. Turn, rotate, heel ball toe. Extend out and strike. Oh, okay, so that looks pretty good. You guys are looking pretty good. Allison, don't have your right arm so high. No, that's too low. Yep, now extend your arm out. Yep, make it straight, but don't lock it. Yeah, like a little straighter. Okay, so lock your arm and then let it go a little bit. There you go. Looks like that. Looks just like that. But look to the 9 o'clock direction. Look to your left hand. Oh, see, that's beautiful. Okay. All right, let's try it again. This movement's called single whip because we only have one whip, okay? One hook hand. All right, ready? Shift weight back, flat your hands. Left arm leads, bends, okay? Sweeping across here. Turn, turn, turn. Now bring your arms back. Turning, pivot, hook hand, ward off. Stand up your ward off, rotate, heel ball toe, extend as you bend your knee. Okay, oh, okay, you guys look beautiful. All right, let's talk about looking direction. When you shift your weight back, we're looking still to the 3 o'clock direction, straight direction. Then when I turn, I'm gonna start turning with my body, and I'm just watching the direction that my body's going. When I bring my arms back, I'm kind of watching my arms and watching the direction. Then from here, stand up. Now I'm looking over in this direction. Then turn and rotate. Now I'm looking at 9 o'clock, and then I extend out, still looking at 9 o'clock. So the reason why we have this standing ward off is because we're connecting with a hit. So if somebody here tries to punch at you, we connect with them, okay? We connect with them, then we open them up, and then we strike to their center if we can. So that's the importance of this standing ward off, okay? The first thing I always want you to remember when we're doing Tai Chi is how do you connect with somebody else? Okay, so here when we first start, somebody's trying to punch towards us, we connect with their hand, their wrist, then we pull them. They want to come forward, we let them come forward. We just pull them and kind of redirect them over here. Then if there's another person over here, we can slide up their arm, and then this hook hand actually is, we're using this part of our hand, top part of our hand or the wrist, to do a strike to the chin, or it could be a strike to the throat. And my first teachers told us that if you have your hands in a bird beak like this and go to some soft tissue area, like here in the neck, and you poke at it, that it hurts quite a bit. So, anyway, so here I want you to think of that this is basically a strike to the throat or to the chin, hitting like this to the chin, okay? So, actually, Marion, what it's gonna look like, it's gonna come around like this, and then it's gonna strike. Strike. So we're not gonna do this motion, we're coming around and we're gonna hit. Okay, it's kind of like, that's where the whip part comes in. So if you think of a whip, you know, we're leading with the handle, and so we're throwing it out, and then we bring it back, you know, to kind of like this. So from here, this is like whipping out to the side or towards the corner area to get them in the throat. Okay, that's what we're doing. It's a lot of fun. Okay, all right, so let's try this again from here. Okay, all right, from push, go to single whip, shift back, flat your hands. Okay, now you're sitting in the back, turn, sweep it across, shift back, bring your arms back. Where are you looking? Towards the direction of your arms. Now step. Now we're looking towards the corner. turn, now to 9 o'clock. Then stay at the 9 o'clock direction. And you look like that. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay. Hey, that looks really good. Kelly, right arm needs to come up just a little bit. Yep, there you go. All right, let's take it from the beginning. Well, does anybody have any questions on this?
Yes, your hook comes at the same, your left foot only moves when you make the hooked hand, right?
Yes, they happen at the same time. So
Yes.
I'm coming like this, and then I'm going to make my hook hand, and I'm going to ward off.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. This,
I have a question. When you finish, is your body straight on to the 9 o'clock or whatever that is? Yeah. Or is it at an angle still?
our body,
your central body and
is
hips, I guess.
more than corner, less than straight. So if this is the corner, I'm more than corner, and if straight, I'm more than straight. I'm less than straight. So I'm
Yeah.
more than corner, I'm less than straight.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? So at the end, it's Janet, right? So at the end, you know, we're here, and then when I will say I'm kind of maybe at the corner. But when I extend my arm out, I'm going to turn a little bit to the right, so that puts me a little bit more than corner. Okay, so when you strike, we have to use our upper body, our middle and our upper body in order to hit something or to strike something. So I cannot strike something like this, just using my arm. We have to turn a little bit, and yeah, like that. Yeah, like that, okay? So if we're like in this position, and now my shoulders are towards this corner, when I go to strike, I still have to turn a little bit, turn a little bit, turn to the right a little bit, turn to the right a little bit. Yeah, okay. Anybody else have any questions? Did that answer your question? Okay, all right, any other questions? Okay, let's take this from the beginning. We'll go from prepare, okay? All right, so here we are, prepare. Feet shoulders width apart, feet point straight. Looking straight forward, hands at your sides. Then lift your head and relax your lower back. Then we go to opening, rotate and lift to shoulder height. Then floating downward, pressing down, pressing down, pressing down. Ward off left, shifting left, turn to the right, open 45 degrees, shift to the right, turning back towards 12 o'clock. Arms closed, step. Then left arm up, right arm down slightly. Ward off right, back to center. Turn to the right, pivot. Rotate the left arm, flat the right hand, close the arms as you bring the right foot in and step. Then right arm up, left arm down slightly. Turn to the right, roll back. Shift back, turn to the left. Press, turn back, bring your right arm in, left palm touches middle forearm, expand out. Separate your arms to shoulders width, shift back, roll over a ball, and push upwards towards the shoulder area. Shift weight back, single whip. Turn, pivot. Sweeping across with the arms, bring your arms back, in, pivot, hook hand, ward off. Stand up that ward off when you step. Rotate, bending the knee. Turning slightly to the right, looking at the 9 o'clock direction. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. So where should our arms end up when we finish? This left arm is going to be in line with this left leg. Okay. It's going to be in line with this left leg. Okay. If I just drop my right arm, it's going to be kind of around my thigh area, my right thigh area. If I make a hook hand and I lift it straight up, this hook hand should be in line with your right leg. So when you bring it down, it should match your right leg, okay? So what I don't want is I don't want you to look like this. Okay, thank you, Sharon, I appreciate that. Okay, so this is too open. This is too open. Okay, we need to be one arm at the straight and one arm is 135-degree angle. So the right arm gotta match the right leg, left arm gotta match the left leg. Yes? Okay, let's try it again from single whip, go from push. So here we are at push. Shift weight back, flat your hands. Turn and pivot. Shift back, turn, hook hand, ward off. Stand up your ward off as you step. Heel ball toe as you rotate and strike. Okay, now let your arms come down. Are they in line with your leg? Are they in line with your legs? Yes? Yes? Okay. Okay, then you're in good end posture with your arms for single whip, okay? All right, so the one thing I neglected to tell you is let's look at the modified footwork, okay? Okay, so we're like this, and we shift back, and we flat our hands, and we turn, and have your right foot go to 12 o'clock, but your arms are still keep going the same direction they need to. Okay, bring your arms back and in, make your hook hand, ward off, okay, and pivot. Now, the same thing, step as you stand up your left arm. Rotate the left arm. Now you're kind of in the middle. As you move your weight to the left leg to bend its knee, close the right foot by pivoting on the heel to turn it to the corner direction. Okay, let's try that one more time. Back, flat your hands, turn, pivot to 12 o'clock. Arms will go past that to the 9 o'clock direction. Shift back, hook hand, pivot, standing ward off, rotate, pivot on your right heel and close your foot. So you should end up in the same posture. Now, I know some of you may have other issues, physical issues with this footwork, okay? So the other thing that you can do is when you shift back, pick up this right foot and turn it as much as you want, okay? You can turn it to get to the corner, you can turn it to the 12 o'clock direction, turn it, then turn and pivot, then step and either close your foot or your foot's already in the right position, okay? So you can either pivot, or if you need to, after you shift your weight back, instead of pivoting, put all your weight on your left leg now and pick up your right foot and turn it. And if you want, turn it to the corner if you can. If not, 12 o'clock's fine. Then move weight back and pivot. Step out and move weight. And if you need to close your foot, or it'll already be there at the corner direction. Okay. So there's a couple of methods that we can do to modify this footwork. So the thing that I want you to concentrate on, regardless of what method of footwork you use, either the traditional method or the modified method, number 1 going to 12 o'clock, or the second modified where you pick up your foot and point either 12 o'clock or to the corner, it's totally up to you. Still, we need to make sure that we're coordinating our upper and our lower body so that they go together. So when you do this, just like when we go to pivot, if you pick up this foot and turn it, then we should still have the same ending position, okay? So make sure your upper body and lower body are working together so that it maintains your state of balance, okay? So if you come here and then you come here and then you pick up the foot and then you turn it, now you're kind of out of whack here. So make sure that when you start to turn, then you're going to automatically want to either pivot on your foot or pick it up or you know, and turn it with your upper body swinging. So just kind of pay attention. That looks very nice, Janet. That looks very good. Okay. So, so just kind of pay attention to that. Either way that you're doing this footwork, okay? Does anybody have any questions?
Nancy, when
Yes.
I do that pivot, I hurt the outside of my knee each time. And hurts my hip also.
Okay, which leg, your right leg or your left leg?
My left leg.
Okay, all right. So then what I want you to do is don't shift all your weight back. Go to the middle and then pivot. Okay, make the movement of your shifting a little bit smaller and see if that helps. Okay. Yeah, it should not cause you too much discomfort doing this. So that's why we modify things when we need to. So anytime you feel any kind of uncomfortableness with your joints, your muscles and things like that, you need to kind of back off a little bit. So for instance, if I go like this and now my left hip is hurting, then don't go as far. And the other thing I want you to be careful about is when you shift back, try not to do this. See how now this comes out? And then I turn, okay? Now this puts too much pressure on your hip. So remember, we're just basically swinging. We're basically just swinging and making sure that our torso area kind of stays intact, okay? So, so play with that a little bit. And if you feel discomfort, then if you feel discomfort here, then only go to here, okay? Yeah, so the most important thing is that you pay attention to what your body's saying to you and don't try to go against that because then ultimately what's going to happen is that later on in the day it's going to say, well, you didn't listen to me, so here, I'll give you a little bit more, okay? So we don't want that. So we want to make sure that we're adhering and listening to our body and making sure that everything is moving within itself in the way in which it's most comfortable. Yeah. All right, any other questions? Okay, so your job this week is single whip. All right. First, play with the footwork. Get the footwork to start working for you, okay? Whether it be, if you shift all the way back or you just shift a little bit, if you pivot or if you pick up your foot and turn it. Either way, I need you to use your hips to do this turn, okay? So don't just turn your foot, okay? Make sure your hip is turning, because what turns our leg and our foot is our hips, okay? So play with the footwork. When you feel comfortable with this footwork, then start, applying the upper body and making sure, that when you sweep across, it's because we're turning. So the upper body and lower body are swinging together, okay? And play with that, and then we'll definitely review this next week and see how we're doing with this movement, okay?
I have one more quick question.
Sure.
At the very ending posture, did you I think I heard you say that your feet should be parallel rather than in a bow stance?
We are in a bow stance.
We are in a bow stance.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, we're in a left bow stance. So make sure also people, if you can kind of get on my feet, Michael. Okay, people are notorious when they do this movement and they come back and they go like this, then they're going to step like this. See how I don't have shoulders width apart? Okay, so I need for you, when you do this footwork, is to make sure you're going to want to step here. Don't step here. Step wider than that. So that then you're going to end up in a good bow stance. Okay, so this kind of footwork, it's a kind of a big movement footwork. So just kind of play around with it a little bit and find out where your body kind of wants itself to go. And this is one of the rare times that you're gonna have to say to your body, oh, you wanna step here? No, go a little bit more than that, okay?
Okay.
That's just to make sure that we are supporting ourselves by having our shoulders width apart. So, you know, to under support ourselves is anytime that the footwork comes in when we're not in a empty stance, okay?
Okay.
All right, any other questions? No? Okay, single whip day. So go forth and single whip. Don't do too much, okay? And remember, you know, Grandmaster Yang Jindua would say to people that would ask him questions on movement, this particular movement doesn't feel right. And he says, first, look at your feet. If your footwork is correct, if your footwork is correct, then we must look at the middle body. The first place to start is to make sure your footwork is right, okay? So make sure you start off in a good bow stance, that you're pivoting and adjusting hips where they need to be, and stepping wide for bow step, okay? So make sure your footwork is right, then we start incorporating the upper body, okay? So go forth and single whip, everybody, and I will see some of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.